My name is Oscar.
My name is Carl.
And this is Who Would Watch This? Welcome to Who Would Watch This, the podcast where we watch a film, chat about the film, and then we try and figure out who would watch this.
Today we're talking about the Green Hornet, which currently has a 2.4 on Letterboxd, a 5.8 on IMDb, and 45% on Rotten Tomatoes. Oscar, what's the plot?
Following the death of his father, Britt Reed, heir to his father's large company, teams up with his late dad's assistant, Kato, to become a masked crime fighting team.
Wow.
Whoa.
What an intro.
That's pretty big. Oh my goodness.
Superhero movies, they've never been bigger.
They've never been bigger. It's 2011. I'm sat in a theater. My God, I'm electric.
Warhorse is coming up on everyone's tails as a hot Best Picture contender.
I can hear it in the cinema 3. I'm in cinema 4.
I hear neighing. I hear shots fired.
Separate film. It's
X-Men First Class. That's what we're overhearing, guys. It's a lot of James McAvoy neighing.
That's Michael Fassbender doing a neigh.
Yeah, he's actually just whipping out the neigh.
Yeah, it was pre 2014.
You ever seen Warhorse neigh?
Carl, before we jump into the Green Hornet, should we go back to last week?
Oh, to before we'd seen the movie? When we tried to predict who we thought would watch it?
This?
Yeah,
Please
we could do that.
Stop finishing my sentences.
We've
discussed this. We've discussed this. Okay?
I want the audience to imagine there is a script between Oscar and I'm trying to nab his lines.
We're
We're pulling on one piece of paper. Oscar. Oh.
No, please.
No, you go.
I'm nervous now. Just you go.
Okay.
I'll jump in. Okay. I don't know what to say. I don't have a script. Hit me.
It's a new season.
Yes.
And what season is it?
It's season 6.
Wow.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Oh, yeah.
Wow.
Time ravages all, huh?
Yeah. And that's also when shows are like getting worse.
Yeah.
So crazy where...
We've got to start pumping out the nostalgia. I think we
Yeah.
have a wedding episode where we just sort of, bring back 2 episodes, Remember our first host that left for much bigger things? We should bring them back for one episode.
We should get everyone that's ever co-hosted on as a little, like, I don't know, memory episode.
Yeah,
and then they
so.
fight to the death, talk to the death.
So.
We're coming up, we're doing 4 superhero movies.
Yes.
That's what we're doing. We're doing Green Hornet.
Mm-hmm.
We're doing
Green Lantern. We're doing
Spider-Man
3, and I think Suicide Squad.
Yeah.
Yes.
I think those are the 4.
Those are the 4.
So it's a cracking 4. If you think about it, it is a truly cracking 4.
Here's the thing about cracking 4s. They're good.
They are good. They're great even. But we're starting off with the Green Hornet. Oscar,
Yes.
have you ever seen this?
I have seen this.
Huge.
Wow. Shakes. I saw it in cinema. How crazy is that? That's not your line.
I know. That's nuts.
I remember 2 things. I remember not really liking it, but I can't tell you why. And I distinctly remember a sushi USB being a pretty prominent feature of this film. Have you seen this one before?
I have owned it on DVD.
Whoa.
Got it as a new release because I missed it in cinemas.
You had to one-up me, didn't you? There we go.
Absolutely.
Physical media, it's back in a big way. People have been
know.
saying that. It's not for the Green Hornet, though.
And I gotta tell you, I think I watched it once.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know if it's probably in pristine condition because I don't think that bad boy.
How
ever
much
got
is that
touched
running
again.
on eBay, you reckon? A
Oh my
mint-condition
God.
Green Hornet?
It's gotta be.
Use one. So not mint.
What the? Because I think as like, how old would I have been in 2011? 16, 15.
Yeah, about 15. Which I'd say
So
is...
I peak love Seth Rogen, right?
Yeah.
Because I'm like, he's everywhere. Pineapple Express, what are you doing?
Yeah.
What are you talking about? So fully
And he's in my favorite radio-based show, TV, movie. Oh my God.
Yeah.
I'm
So
very excited.
like, it's like, oh wow, surely this will be good. I think as well, Kick-Ass had just come out the year before.
Yeah.
So I think comedy, superheroes doing their own little thing, starting to rise in popularity.
Oh yeah.
So I was all in on the Green Hornet. No, I'd never heard of him. No, I've never thought of him since.
Did we need to hear about him? I mean, that's the thing. I think, we were so like, wow, a masked man? I guess I'll have to pay a ticket.
It's crazy. I can imagine this being made like 2018 when they were really just making any fucking...
Yeah, right? Just scraping the barrel,
yeah.
and it's a bit like... There's no fans of this, so we can just do whatever we want.
Yeah.
Weird they started with this,
Well, this is 3 years into Marvel. So it's really... I don't think the craze is fully taken off in that, like... Avengers hasn't made like $1.5 billion yet.
Yeah,
it doesn't
they're not
feel like there's blood in the
God,
water.
do we have a Galaxy Woman?
Yeah.
That'll make a bill.
And it is a radio play, right?
Yeah.
So that's just nuts in itself because who the fuck? It's like, I guess the only comparables War of the Worlds. And I assume both done by H.G. Wells?
That's correct.
God,
That's correct.
His imagination.
Yeah.
What I wouldn't give to have dinner with H.G. Wells.
They always ask, who would you have, dead or alive? It's always H.G. Wells on
It's
top of my
always-
list.
I gotta
Top of
say,
my list.
Everybody would be saying H.G. Wells, and they forget that to say, hey, how did you come up with both War of the Worlds, a story of our time that eventually Ice Cube will be in,
Yep.
and Green Hornet?
Full stop.
That's it. I
That's
had
it.
nowhere else to go.
Sadly, he did not get brought back to life. He is a dead corpse, but guess what? He's nailing the
He's
ordering.
up there, and you know what? I reckon he'd leave before the hors d'oeuvres came out. I reckon he'd be sick of me. Oscar, who would watch the Green Hornet?
Ooh, I really am trying to struggle to realize.
Do you remember anything about this movie?
I genuinely, just that sushi scene really stuck in my head.
I remember, and I think I remember it more from the trailer that just played in front of everything that summer, more than the actual movie. But there is just a part where this car expands and like Kato runs over all the cars.
Yes.
And there's this weird action style.
Gotcha.
That's all I specifically remember.
I've really got nothing in the tank for this one because it's weird seeing it and really just completely forgetting it.
Yeah.
So I guess if you're really into just sort of like blanking your memory, I gotta tell you, actually, I've been loving the concept of like movies for YouTube Shorts to be cut up into and various TV shows.
Yeah.
I don't even think this would make the cut.
No.
And that's my insult to it. I think it's maybe like a Snapchat sort of like filter, maybe.
It feels like everyone that made this movie wants you to forget they made this movie.
I think so.
So I think they're happy it's not been chopped up into YouTube Shorts and sent out to the ether to be like, the Green Hornet.
People commenting, what film is this? And then an AI bot not getting it right.
Yeah, that's right. This is the Green Machine.
Carl, who would watch Green Hornet?
Look, it's got to be, and look, as just a sincere thing, it really worked in the sense of it's a superhero movie, like and I think we know it's weird Seth Rogen's leading a superhero movie, but on the sheer like path that is,
I can see the pieces coming together.
yeah, you can see
he's
the
a-
Venn diagram where somebody in a studio somewhere has gone, a superhero movie that we make is likely to make this amount of money, and a Seth Rogen movie we make is likely to make this amount of money, so we can discern that putting the two together would make this amount of money.
Yeah.
So that's what we're going to make. Like, before an AI bot could do it, it was an executive and a chalkboard.
Yeah, I mean, here's the thing.
Oppenheimering his way across.
AI has taken a lot of the Venn diagram artists out of the industry, and that's just a sad thing,
We used to have one, and now we had to let him go.
We have to let him go. But here's the thing. ChatGPT knows how to draw two circles pretty well.
You can absolutely nail it. And honestly, we didn't want to have the conversation, so we let ChatGPT fire the guy.
Yeah.
And you know what he did? A Venn diagram of who would watch this and needing a Venn diagram. They were in the middle. Unnecessary.
It was a real amicable firing. It was real nice. He really knew his pace was not here. Carl, Green Hornet. How are we feeling?
Oh,
I'm pretty shaken.
I'm exhausted.
Yeah.
It was...
I was...
Do you want to call it a nightmare? I think it's a nightmare to get through.
So. I think so. I mean, just the characters. I think just like...
Everyone's a dick.
Yeah.
Just a flat
I couldn't really
dick.
believe that. I think it's odd going out of us and being like, I didn't like that, but I don't know why. And now being like a cognitive human, being like, wow, that's a vile, just a bunch of action set pieces, the characters. I don't know if the
a lot of montage.
Yeah.
A lot
There's
of
like
montage.
6 montages.
It was
that lead up to nothing. You go, I don't care.
I would actually even like to, and I'm spoiling this now, but in terms of like montages, where have they gone in film? Don't you feel like we don't get a lot of montage anymore?
I don't think so. I guess it's like
it's a lot of a set piece. Like like movie making's turned into action wise. Like, no, we don't do an action montage. We now do like a big, large set piece.
Is it just like a bit like tired, like a bit of a cliche?
Must do. I
don't
don't know.
know.
What do you get out of a montage?
I mean, you're quickly establishing. I think people are just like, you need to see this person go from A to
Yeah.
B.
There's only one good montage ever. And that's Anne Hathaway in The Devil Wears Prada.
Well, everyone knows that.
Everybody knows
Yeah.
that.
Well, that's creative.
My God,
you know?
when she's walking around the city, changing
They're
outfits.
gonna do it for the sequel. I can tell you right now.
Oh, it's gonna be amazing.
Oh, it's not. I was gonna say it's not gonna live up.
What? Oh no, that I'll tell you right now. I reckon that Devil Wears
reckon
Prada movie, $1.5 billion at the box office. Calling it right now. They've got the star of Colin from Accounts as the love interest. That's making
Are they
$1.5
really?
billion. Yeah.
Great for Colin.
Oh my
Great
God,
for Colin.
hyped for him.
Guys,
Hyped for him.
download Binge. It's the only thing on the on the streaming
No,
service.
guys, you've got to do it for the nanny. Yes, the nanny's available on other things, but you got to do it for the nanny.
They got the
I feel like
nanny.
we've talked about this before,
Yeah,
actually.
I just become so dumbfounded that the binge office. Also, I don't know if you saw it, but like the ad, I feel like someone was like, did they just use a PNG of the binge logo? And they have.
Yeah.
They've just like grabbed like a shitty binge logo and then erased the white around it. It's crazy.
They've done like a Canva background remove.
Yeah,
and so it's a little bit wrinkly. Like it's just when you do graphic design, you go, wow, you can just sort of tell Foxtel's crumbling.
Yeah,
you don't know what to do there.
God.
Anyway, watch The Paper.
What's the paper?
Anyway,
What's the paper?
Getting back into the Green Hornet, let's jump into it.
Let's jump into it.
I'm going to tell you right now, this dad is hard to please.
The dad, listen, even though we're introduced to like a classic 70s dad, like very succession-y of just like, you'll never be a man. You're playing with action, you're playing with dolls. I'm going to take the head off. You're like, okay, whoa. But here's the thing. This child grows up to be Seth Rogen's character, and I do think the dad got in early just to make him feel small. Because that's right. Because I really dislike Seth Rogen's character. It's probably the least likable. I feel like Robert Downey Jr.'s like towing this lovely line of like, I'm a dick, I'm a bit of a cunt, but
I think it's the movie's actually really good. Like it demonstrates how hard it is to act that line and walk being like narcissistic and likable.
Yes.
It's tough.
Yeah.
It's tough to write it, and I guess it's tough to act it.
Yeah.
Because Seth Rogen's, I'm so sorry to say, horrible in the film.
Yeah.
And I think one of the things that's really struggling for him is, I guess, also just like as a comedian, he is surrounded by no other comedians, and so his natural stick of like mumblecore improv is not working for anybody.
No, it's not at all. I was also scared when we did this film because like, oh fuck, it's a comedy. Like that's really hard to like. There's no real jokes.
No,
which is it feels like a straight drama.
So
you know?
This is what I wanted to posit: is are we watching a comedy or a superhero movie? Because I think it wants to be a buddy comedy.
Yes, but these two have nothing in common.
No chemistry.
No chemistry, and like the film sets up this dynamic of like boss worker. And I don't think it does the job to like make it feel like they're friends.
No.
It's always transactional, and it's also insane they commit to this Green Hornet thing so early on.
Oh, absolutely. The one thing I really want to just throw out is the dad goes up to his son who has just like been he's been bullying other kids who are bullies, I guess.
Yes.
And so he's sticking up for other kids in the schoolyard. He goes over and he takes his action figure and he rips off the head.
It's a classic move.
And the dad's like, do you think this makes me happy? And the kid goes, yes! I don't thought that was cutting.
Yeah.
Because I can tell you, it looks like the dad did love it.
We jump back in 20 years later. We go to Seth Rogen. He's like a party boy dipshit, like millionaire son.
Yeah.
He just parties and fucks around, and the dad's like, "You're a fucking waste of space."
And you can feel the PG rating here because this is not how a guy would party.
No, we're having
Like-
3 beers, and that's it.
Yeah.
We're throwing things out the window, but we're sober.
Waking up and being able to drink a coffee when you know you would be, one, not only grossly dehydrated, but so lacked of appetite, and frankly, not even wanting to get up until late afternoon. Ridiculous. And so the amount of times
This film does not depict a hangover from drugs very well.
it actually does not do a good job at all. It's this and Bohemian Rhapsody have not been able to depict what Freddie Mercury lived through.
Freddie Mercury's just like, I like singing on stage, and when I'm at home, I read a nice book. That's it.
That's it. And I repress the gay. It's a bit tough on me, but that's what happens.
We do, so Seth Rogen's pretty much just like, I'm a freaking dipshit, you know, I'm freaking, you know, I'm partying all day long, and I don't really have a purpose, but I'm still a dick.
Yeah.
The dad, dead.
Yeah. I think you can feel the movie already. I was just like, okay, this is not working. Because it's, the dad comes in, yells at his son.
Yeah.
And then we have the son returning back home, even though we've just woken up with the son in bed and the dad's dead.
Yeah.
It feels like an entire scene has been cut out from the middle of those two scenes.
Totally. And tonally, you're just sort of like, I mean, all we've seen is him be a dick. So I'm not really that sad for... Seth Rogen feels pretty chuffed, and that makes him seem like a dick.
Yeah, it does. He seems... There's a part where he's at his dad's funeral and everybody's like, hey, just want to let you know I loved your dad. And he's like, yeah.
Yeah.
Like, these people want closure too.
Yeah.
You know?
Give him something. Well, actually, at the funeral, we are introduced to David Harbour. Good for him, you know, getting an acting role.
Oh my God. How long's David Harbour been around for?
I guess a while. Isn't that a big win? Because I will be on I'm on his side. I'm on his side. We'll find out he's a secret villain. I'm all on his side.
We find out he's the only possible culprit.
Yeah.
The movie, I love these movies where they're like, the cast of leads is really sitting around 6. So it doesn't leave a lot of
You got a
wiggle room.
6-piece jigsaw puzzle, you're missing one piece, and it's over there in the corner. It's a corner piece too, it's a titular piece.
We've thrown you off by not having him return in the movie for an hour.
Yeah. Which kind of got me. I was like, I mean...
I wrote down twice, David Harbour's in this?
There's a few times you're like, huh, look at you kicking around 2011. What's going on there?
It's just anyone who was sort of in LA at the
Yeah,
time.
I think so.
I reckon they sort of got him. He was probably waltzing down, being like, "Do." I had a scene in Quantum of Solace, and they were like, "Yoink, you're in the Green Hornet."
It's massive. Yeah, so he's dead, and now Seth Rogen has to take over the business. Now, we also get a side, I guess, the villain story. Christoph Waltz is in this.
Let's talk about this. I don't think we've ever done a movie with Christoph Waltz on the podcast.
I don't think so. And I feel like he's been in one really bad film we have avoided, but I can't remember what it is. But yeah, no. Christoph Waltz. Look at
Okay,
him.
so let's I think let's talk about the Christoph Waltz of it all.
Yeah.
Because a handful of things. Deeply talented actor.
Yeah.
Glorious Bastards, Django Unchained.
Yeah.
I think those are his 2 big Oscar-winning roles.
Yeah.
When Hollywood sort of got his grasp on him, and they were like, "You have to be doing the same thing."
Yeah.
Like that's all you're doing.
Yeah.
And it's the same with his role in like Bond. He's not good in those Bond movies either. This is where he's at his most grating. Because I thought Christoph Waltz in this was also
It's a hard
not
line because,
enjoyable.
we don't... Green Hornet and the villain don't really interact until probably the end, I think. And at that point, you're like, these are 2 separate stories that we've merged together.
absolutely. They don't feel cohesive in the slightest.
We've kind of got, and I guess this is where the comedy comes from. We've kind of got him being in like sort of like a crisis of like, not faith, but like, am I a villain? Am I
scary
What's
enough?
my vibe? You know?
It's a weird joke to keep doing because I don't think it's working or landing ever. Did it ever work for you?
I was a little bit like, honestly, at the start, I was immediately out of the comedy because James Franco's in it for like a little cameo.
Yeah.
And they're doing that just like, let's James Franco improv the whole thing. And then we kind of got Christoph Waltz also doing that.
Yeah.
Just like, I've got a big gun. It's 2 things. It's
Yeah.
like acknowledging breaking the 4th wall that early on. You're like, this is such a specific 2011 humor that like has just gone.
But it's also just not heightened enough.
Yeah.
I guess is the sense that
the
if you
2
compare
guns
it,
probably the biggest wacky thing we get.
it is. There's a part that I think is really cool in the movie later where a door is a gun, and I loved that.
Yeah.
But there is not a constant wackiness. I guess towards the end, as the car is starting to get crumbled and chopped up more and more, that's a bit fun too.
Yeah.
But I guess the outlandishness of like you can feel this movie wanting to be like Kick-Ass because you've gotten Seth Rogen and Evan Goldberg, and then you can also just be like, that's $120 million and a studio doesn't want to make that.
Yeah.
And so in the end, who is this for?
No, exactly. Well, that's what we're here to find out. So yeah, then we get pretty much introduced to Kato as his...
He
like,
only wants Kato because he hasn't got someone to make his fucking coffee.
Yeah,
It's
like, he's
deeply entitled.
so entitled. It's odd that Seth Rogen does not learn empathy for
Respect.
Like, just it feels like it'd be a really easy thing, and it's annoying that the middle conflict is them bickering because he's like, you treat me like shit. He's like, yeah, you treat him like shit. You haven't earned this.
Also, I can't remember if we see it or not, but the maid's essentially like, you fired everyone that worked for your dad.
Yeah.
Did we see that?
We didn't know.
That seems like an important, because now it's also like, so you fired everyone that works at this house too.
Yeah.
It just really did so many unlikable things.
Oh, it's every scene is Seth Rogen doing an unlikable thing. And I don't know whether that's just the character. I don't think it's true to like the form, but I could see it being like a bit funny in like the 60s. I think Bruce Lee was the original Kato. I could imagine sort of like kind of a pompous sort of Green Hornet and Kato does all the sort of work. That's a fun dynamic I could see happening. But for this, it's like Kato is essentially a wizard and Seth Rogen's a monster. So these two coming together, you're like, oh, I don't want to be in the same room as these people.
Yeah, I fully agree.
Yeah.
Yeah. We get up to, so Kato is essentially just sort of like a mechanic for the dad.
A wizard. Let's just say it.
He's a flat out wizard
Yeah.
for sure. Yes, he's a deeply talented wizard.
Yes.
He's the only one with talent in the entire film as just like a character.
Yeah.
He's the only one that can fight
Now, hang
crime.
on. Cameron Diaz's journalistic skills. What are you talking about?
Oh my god! You know what? Let me redact that statement.
Go on, yes.
I got to tell you as well, just as another aside, I do not believe Cameron Diaz is a journalist.
No, but because the film's like, It's somehow
everybody's miscast. It's actually a greatly miscast film from top to bottom.
Because you kind of got her introduction. She's like, I'm trying to, I'm an assistant, but I'm trying to be a journalist. Seth Rogen's like, you're a fucking hag. You're 35. You might as well be killed. Just kidding, Toots. You're hired. And then she's like, oh, I'm kind of in over my head. She's like, we got to investigate this. And then like the 70-year-old journalist is like, I was in Watergate. You do not get out. Like it's so an odd dynamic. That's just obviously like his like want-to-be girlfriend there. Anyway, yes, Kato.
Yeah, so we've got Kato. And funny as well, because I think in the history this was maybe going to be Bruce Lee.
Bruce Lee that's the 60s
or
version.
Jet Li.
Yes, I think so.
They had someone. Jet Li was tagged to the movie,
yeah,
and then like that fell through because there was so many different versions of this movie from 1997,
and this came out in 2011. So they had like it'd been like jumping around. It's weird that the rights was so hard to like nail.
I think they said they'd spent nearly $15 million on pre-production during that time of just like signing up, falling off, all of those things.
Because Michael Gondry, who directed the film, which is crazy, he's the director of Eternal Sunshine and a bunch of very funky music videos. Was originally attached in 1997.
Yeah, it was going to be his feature debut.
Yeah. And they squirted out, Be Kind, Rewind. And he was like, you know what? That Green Hornet is
Do you not like Be Kind, Rewind?
Oh, no. I want to go see it. I've seen the trailer, I want to say 500 times. I don't know what DVD it was in the front of. I wanted to see it. It was never in the video store. I would go up and go, is Be Kind Rewind there? They go, no. I've yet to see it. Yeah. I would love to go see it.
I can't tell you if it's good or not because I do remember everybody saying it was bad, but I really liked it when I was young.
The trailer's great. You gotta check out the trailer.
If you just go onto YouTube and watch them remake the movies for cheap, that's probably the best part of the
That seems fun. That entices me. Yeah. I assume there's like a lot more stuff involved.
Oh, maybe. I can't remember. Yeah. Again, I've only seen it once and gone, I like that.
Yeah.
I do have a quote here from Seth Rogen who said, while we were making this movie, it was a fucking nightmare. And Gondry, the director, is wonderful at smaller scale stuff, but I think he did not mesh well with a blockbuster movie. It was his first movie with more than a $20 million budget, and this was $120 million.
It feels it this whole time because I think there's maybe 2 scenes that I really like and the visual style. Is the first Kato fight.
Yep.
Where he gets
shall we talk about the first fight?
Let's
talk about that action sequence because they go out to cut off the dad's statue.
Yeah.
Actually, this also triggered a thing in me because so many movies are like, a statue of someone. Does that actor do they get to keep that statue?
That's in a prop department somewhere. That's just hanging about.
Because wouldn't you be like, can I have Tom Wilkinson?
Yeah.
Yeah, he'd be like, can I have the statue of me that you made? And they'd be like, no. And he's like, I never get a statue. It's like in that Saving Mr. Banks movie, and it's like Tom Hanks as Walt Disney holding Mickey Mouse's hand at the front. And surely Tom Hanks is like, can I have that?
I want that. That's going in my garden, my private garden.
Somebody spent like, I don't know, $70,000 on sculpting me to look like Walt Disney with Mickey. Can I have that statue?
The guy who like wrote 2001, what's his name? I can't remember. Arthur C something. He has the obelisk, like the
does he?
Just in his garden. They're doing a documentary, and it's just in the background of the shot. You're like, you dirty dog. Of course you took that. I love it. So this fight, it's cool. Kato gets like these zooms in on. It's the first visually interesting thing. He gets red eyes, and then he does like the Sherlock Holmes like scanning of all the guns and stuff. And then we get like, you're right, that 5-car thing.
Expansion that which he runs over.
Great, because it must have been a practical effect, I think.
I think so as well. Yeah. And also this is where I went, oh, that's right, this was a 3D film as well.
Was it really?
Yeah, it's a 3D movie.
Wow. I don't think they use it. That's probably the only sequence I was like, oh yeah, 3D. Man. But this is visually interesting. And then it goes off that like fight scene and it's like, and we're back to a 2-1 shot.
It feels like there is a studio pulling back Gondry.
Yeah.
And I guess pulling back Rogen and Goldberg as well.
Because it's like at the 30-minute mark, it's this. At the hour mark, it's this. Like it feels like they've got like a timer. Like this needs to be like not accessible, but just by the books. And it's a film that really, like I think it's quite... What attracts you is like he's kind of a wacky character and it's a weird dynamic.
Yeah.
It's Batman and Robin, but they're kind of dickheads.
Yeah.
Like I like the conceit. I don't think the film does it very well. They're like, what if we're the bad guys and the bad guys think we're bad guys?
Yeah.
And then we can infiltrate them that way. So he's kind of like an anti-hero.
And I guess that's also fun in the sense of how he is going to be like playing with his position in the newspaper as well. Like I think the ingredients are sort of there
Yeah.
to be able to make something. Everything's held back.
But
by
what it comes across is it's just this dick is like, I want to be Batman. I've got the fucking media that's going to be like, hey, he pretty much like Elon Musk walks in the Twitter like, I bought this, just make sure everyone thinks I'm sick. And everyone's like, you're a cunt. He's like, that was my plan all along. You fucking morons. Playing 3D fucking chess, you sluts.
And you can feel the script as well trying to keep you up to pace in its constant changes and rewrites. Because there's a part at the end where I think the movie has lost a complete grasp on what the plot is. So Seth Rogen just summarizes like 5 straight minutes of what's happened.
Yeah.
But that level of sort of confused screenwriting is scattered for the entire fucking movie.
Well, I think the conceit is like, we should be like vigilante freaks.
Yeah.
I feel like that's established early on. They're both on side, no like, oh, I don't knows. And you get like an hour and a half and they've killed about 9 people and they're going away for murder. And you just think, I think they'd give up. I think they'd say this is getting out of hand.
Yeah. I just thought it was really, because essentially I did get a little bit bored in the middle of the movie. So I did just do a bunch of research on it.
Lovely.
And one of the things I thought was really interesting, because Seth Rogen and Evan Goldberg also say, because they wrote it and they're the executive producers, but basically were like, we'd also never made an action movie.
Yeah.
And we just said yes, because as your paychecks get bigger and the scope of movies gets bigger, career-wise, you feel like you need to be saying yes to bigger and better things.
Yeah.
And they essentially said the only thing they learned is that to just never operate in a movie over $100 million. They said they got scrutinized on every single line of the script they did. The studio was like, he needs a dad, he needs this thing.
Yeah.
And then the action sequences would happen and it would cost like a bulk of the movie and there'd be nobody around to say boo about it.
Yeah.
And he's like, it's just a weird push and pull. And they were like, in the end, it took them 3 years to make the movie where they would have...
There's some lines in here that are so dated. Like, there's a bunch of gay jokes, a bunch of like old women jokes. And you're just like, this feels like from a 2001
And
script.
you can feel like an older executive being like, that joke's funny, use that.
Yeah.
You know what I like? There's not a modernity to the sense of humor and observations that rest within the movie.
Totally, yeah.
So there's nothing about it. But yeah, they basically went on to say that they could have made 5 movies over the course it took them to make the Green Hornet, and that they would never make a movie of this size again. And when asked on a podcast, they were like, would you want to make a movie of this size again? They both said, I would rather just not work for a year.
Wow. There you go.
So
I mean, it would be so stressful. Like, you're trying to do something. I think this material's kind of... It does lend itself to them. I can see the thought process of the inception, but then you put like $120 million behind it. You're like, we actually can't get wacky, and that's the only reason why it'd be kind
and
of
it
fun.
should be wacky.
Yeah.
This should be like I don't know what the budget of Kick-Ass was, but that's violence, got action sequences, got a great cast.
Yeah.
What the fuck is the difference here? Is that also a Sony movie?
That is a Sony movie, yeah.
What the fuck happened?
Yeah. I don't know. Maybe it's just the material or something. I think there'd be 15 years in. There'd be so many hands involved.
Yeah,
like,
that's so true as well. Once you get to that stage, you're just like...
what the heck? There's so much baggage involved. You're like, oh, God, we've got this joke that has to be in it. You know?
I wonder if also Michael Godfrey's like, now I'm back on board. Like, you know, 10 years later, I've got this baggage as well from when I tried to make it the first time.
Totally.
And your new screenwriter's like, yeah, let's talk about Cameron Diaz.
Yes.
She comes into this movie, and she's a character in it.
I think so. That's pretty apt.
There's not a lot to really discuss with basically any of the characters.
No, I think Cameron Diaz's purpose is like, I'm a woman and, you know, take me seriously. And then the film goes, what if just our 2 male leads really wanted to fuck you? And they kind of just sort of fought over you, and not like in a fun way, just sort of like...
In a gross way.
Yeah.
In an uncomfortable way.
Like trying to catch a dog sort of way, you know?
Yeah.
Sort of that vile, like they're pretty bad.
It's weird that there was such a level of comedy from, you know, over 10 years ago that was, what if I kept just misinterpreting like sexual tension?
Yeah.
And just went in for a kiss when there was no tension there.
Oh, but I feel like Seth Rogen's character has been just like, hey, Toots, how you doing? Smack on the ass. So it just feels like he knows the boundary. He's just like going through it. He's a dreadful character.
Yeah, he's a horrible character. And I don't... If he wasn't, I guess, like, stopping crime, he'd be horrible. They get to a nice big, like, montage where they start, I guess, like, knocking out people and killing people.
Yeah.
And if there is something I want to say about the movie, I do miss this level of violence in like, an M-rated movie.
Yeah.
There is, like, people are getting crushed by cars, chopped in half.
Some real fun
like,
deaths. And we'll get to the ending, because I think the ending, honestly, crazy.
Crazy.
But you are right. Some of these deaths are bonkers, you know? And
Yeah.
I was thinking, because I think he's meant to be like kind of like a very much an anti-hero and very mega violent. I guess, I don't know, from the 60s, or that was the tone they're going for. But they
Well, I
just
guess it was radio. So, they're just like, and then he killed everyone violently, and people went, oh my, thank God I didn't have to see
thank
it.
Christ, thank Christ.
I do really enjoy there is a sequence where they finally go to meet for the first time Christoph Waltz's character. And a truck comes and like hits their car into a hole, and then they just bury them. And I was like, wow, that'll do it.
That's
How the hell are they going to get out of this?
Because I feel like their superhero powers is the car.
Yeah, it is.
It's crazy they had, like, essentially, Kato's like, I've already got this car pretty much rigged to go, so we kind of can jump into vigilante
It's
quickly.
wild how Batman-y it is. Like, considering it's pre-Batman,
Yeah.
it's so deeply Batman-y. It's great that somebody was like, you're almost there, guys, with your Green Hornet, but it's fucking weird to call it a Green Hornet. Batman's over here, and he's cool.
I'd be just like, fuck, how the fuck do we leave that on the table?
And his dad's too, and his mum's dead.
It's
so
pretty
way
much
more compelling.
They just like, we doubled it. Crime Alley. There we go.
And his butler's like sort of old and is like a bit more of a father figure that helps rather than getting out there and helping.
Yeah. It's funny they always have like a butler.
Yeah. Well, you got to have a butler if you're
got
Bill.
A butler. Oh my God.
But yeah, so they get buried alive and they blow themselves out of there.
Yeah.
I don't know how they survived this.
I don't mind.
It's fine.
The car's magic, okay?
I
That's
get the
fine.
car is magic,
Yeah.
but I don't know. It's parallel. It's on its side, right?
Yeah.
And then I guess which part is blowing up?
Well, they've got like rockets at the front, so it's loose dirt, I guess. And the car's fucked. I think they're behind like a
It's loose dirt. Like, I guess it is loose dirt, but it
like-
is wild to be like, well, the
I'm-
mechanic of it is loose dirt.
Yeah, I don't know. They originally make a crater. I guess they're behind like a lead-based like car door seat. I don't know.
I think they should have burned alive.
I could not find it, but I saw on Wikipedia there was a Mythbusters episode, like a tie-in for this.
Oh,
And
really?
I really wish they did this, but I don't
That would
think
have
they
been
did.
good.
Yeah.
I think if the movie was really ludicrous, it would have been nice for them to double down and just go, the front of the car becomes a drill, and they just drill down further.
was go-go
I'd
gadgets.
love it. If they just flat out Inspector Gadgeted themselves,
Yeah.
I would have been so into that. So during all this time, is Kato still like making coffees and being his like staff?
I think so.
It's a tough power dynamic.
Actually, no. Yeah, that's the thing. The power dynamic comes into because they have like at the middle of it, they're like, "You don't respect me." Kato to Seth Rogen. Seth Rogen's like, "You're my fucking help, so maybe fucking like me." And it's like, oh, this is the worst take. You know?
Bad take.
Yeah.
Bad take.
I'm paying you to be my friend, so can you frickin' put on a smile?
There is also a really long gag of him getting like gassed and diapered.
Yeah.
This work for you?
No.
It's long.
It's long, and I did think the joke at the end was that Seth Rogen's going to gas himself again.
Yeah.
And Zoddy just gasses his pal.
It's mean.
Yeah.
That he then just shoots him.
Yeah.
I was like, wow, you were just so unlikable.
Yeah.
It's-
Like, I'd like if, like, because it sort of feels like it's setting up, like, Seth Rogen being a bit bumbling fool, but kind of nailing it. It'd be
Yeah.
kind of fun if Kato just kept. It feels like it should be like Wallace and Gromit, that dynamic.
Yeah.
But it's not. It's like if Wallace, like, beat the shit out of Gromit sometimes. You're like, oh, man.
You're like, no, leave Gromit alone.
Leave Gromit alone. He makes all the inventions. Like, no, the dog deserves to get slapped a little
He's
bit.
just a little fella.
No, the dog deserves to get hits, and when it's bad, I like to tie it out in the garden and make it sit out there in the rain for 2 hours. You know, I make it feel small, and that's how my dynamic. And that's the film for 2 hours. You know?
It is the film for 2 hours. Now, again, I was getting bored. So, Oscar, how many awards do you reckon this movie won?
Wow. Okay, I'm reckoning. Okay. I'm reckoning a Kids' Choice Award, and I'm thinking for best use of 3D.
Oh, wow. You were so close. It won 2 California Location Scouting Awards.
Where, in fairness, they kind of nailed it. I think the scene with the trucks is like the same one from Heat, so
Yeah.
I guess they've done that.
They nailed it. Shout out to...
What location was it?
I don't know. It's just
sort of LA. What location was they wowed them with?
I don't know.
I mean, they couldn't be bought.
What do you mean
though.
you could? Is it if you're able to get them to be like, I want to shoot something here, and people go, you can never get anything shot there, and then you're like, well, we're shooting there, and they go, wow, give them the award.
Wait, so it's not even like it's a nice location. It's just the fact that permits. There's a lot of red tape around
I
that.
think so.
What's
I don't
the
know.
award called?
Well, so it's the California Location Awards, and they won Location Professional of the Year and Location Team of the Year for feature film.
Oh wow, the CLA's
So-
really nailed them, huh? God.
I feel like
Who else was nominated that year? That was a good year. I feel for
well,
locations.
2011. I mean, Warhorse. Surely.
That's just mud. You can find that anywhere. I don't want to talk ill of Steven Spielberg, but his location scouting team, kind of the fucking bit of a hacks.
He never knows whether I got to tell you.
Lincoln is just in that theater, and that's just a freaking Hoyts, you know?
Absolutely. I fully agree. Catch me if you can. I don't know, where's that miscellaneous city?
Yeah.
You're killing me.
It's very
You're killing
bland.
me,
This is
Spiel.
obviously LA-ish.
Yeah.
Even though I think it's definitely not LA. They had like a bunch of stuff that was just like a lot of tax breaks in this film.
Well, it says they couldn't have. The producer flat out said they would have made a sequel because it made so much money if they hadn't converted the movie to 3D, which cost an extra $15 million, and had not shot it in America, where they would have also been. We would have been able to get it well under 90 million had they not done that.
Jesus.
So
it's such a funny thing, the 3D. You just be like, well, we'll have 3D. It's 2011.
Yeah. What are we going to say? No to 3D?
I mean, I think. Did I watch this in 3D?
Surely.
It must have been the time.
Yeah.
I feel like everything was just forced to be 3D.
Yeah, I feel like there was barely any 2D showings.
Yeah.
And you know what's crazy? Everyone was coming out in droves. No wonder the movie was making so much money as well. Do you remember 3D was like, it's $30
It
now?
was expensive, yeah. Real expensive. And I always bought the glasses every single time. I never kept mine.
know. Yeah,
I kept
I
mine,
never
threw
kept
them in the bin, and then the next movie, I'd buy another pair.
Yeah.
I'd buy another pair.
I think it would have been fun if they doubled as Sonny's. I think that was what really lost the 3D glasses.
Yeah.
Do you just want to sort of jump to the final conflict?
I think so. Let's get into like...
Because I thought this is where suddenly I got interested.
This was the only fun part. And I do... So we got essentially David Harbour is like... They're broken up, Kato and Seth Rogen. And they're like, hey, David Harbour... They've been emailing, which I kind of think is quite... I do like that bit that the villain and the hero are emailing. That's a fun bit, and they don't do anything with it, but it's definitely cheeky. He emails them, hey, Green Hornet, I need you to kill whatever Seth Rogen's character is. And Kato's like, oh no, I've got to get him. But David Harbour turns out he's like, I'm evil. I was paying. Let me get straight, because I think I'm on David Harbour's side. He's like, hey man, so your newspaper has been putting out lots of articles pretty much like the Green Hornet's a terrorist and pretty much everyone should be really scared right now. If you have a gun, buy 5 and make sure you shoot anybody you don't agree with. And then he's like, hey, so there's a lot of civil unrest. Can you stop doing that? And Seth Rogen's like, over my fucking dead body. I'm trying to get the PR out. This Green Hornet guy's a villain, so the villain for the meth labs think I'm cool. Is he wrong for not wanting this civil unrest?
So the other thing is that David Harbour's also saying just stop reporting completely on crime.
Yes. Which is bad. Which is bad.
Which is just
but in fairness, his journalist friend's like, hey, Seth Rogen, can we stop sensationalizing all these pretty small petty crimes? Seth Rogen's like, I want the whole population.
Oh, for sure. There's a full killing montage where they just kill anyone in green. That was fun. I liked that. We also didn't get to talk about, sorry, I'm going back again.
Jump back.
There is a split screen part of
Yes.
the movie that once it started happening, I went, I remember liking this.
Yes. I remember liking it. However, I think it's got 8 things. I kind of went...
I remember it going more.
I was like, 8 people? You told it. Because I guess in a crime lord sort of syndicate, you'd only have about 8 sort of mini bosses.
Yeah.
So it's sort of like...
Now it's a group chat.
Yeah, it's just like an ocean's like, let's go chatting around. There's also a scene, I do think this is crazy. I feel like Seth Rogen and Kato, when they're first starting out, like, let's go stop crime. And they just go to like the slums and then immediately profile people, go, they look pretty dodgy, let's just fucking beat them up. And that's
how they got a taste for blood. So with this whole David Harbour thing, he's going, I'm just going to get Seth Rogen killed.
Yes.
And so he asks Christoph Waltz to hire the Green Hornet to kill Seth Rogen.
Yes.
Kato responds, and now Kato's going to go kill Seth Rogen.
Yes.
Great little, I like this.
Yes.
This is finally... something's happening.
Yeah.
It feels like maybe the David Harbour stuff is the strongest part of... the movie also is just falling into the pitfalls of just what an origin story is. And that's why origin stories are just very weak films in general. Because you've just got to be like, oh, they're learning. It's the most boring part of any
boring,
superhero
and
movie.
it's also weird because it feels like they've laid out... Like, well, he has to get the car, but I don't know the Green Hornet. Why is the car so pivotal
You're
to
not a
this
listener?
character? I'm not a listener.
You're not an avid listener of
Listen, my
of the
radio's
GH?
broken. My dad was a fan, but he banned it. You know, he's a Batman boy. I do think this is my favorite scene in the whole film. Essentially, it is hacky, but Seth Rogen pretty much has to summarize how all this is coming, what the plot is.
What is the lighting and editing of this?
I
Because
love
I
this. I love
like
this.
it as well.
Oh, I love this.
But I don't... It's tough when this is happening in a very visually bland movie.
Yes.
Because you just go, I think it feels too of a right field, because I like it in isolation, but I don't get it.
No,
sitting in the movie.
So it immediately goes like they're in like a teppanyaki restaurant,
Yeah.
and then like the lighting for the first time has been a bit dynamic. They're like, what if we use one light here and there's shadows?
Yeah.
And they've got just like this cool visual style. Like they're going through LA, things are blowing up, burning. It's a nice, cool sequence, and it's so like Michael Gondry. Like it's so
Michael Gondry. It's great.
I think they're going for. I think how they got it away with the studio, it feels like Seth Rogen's a high. This is him being high, and this is him freaking learning. This is how his brain works, and it's all wacky. I think that's why they've gone for this quite intense style.
Yeah, I also think on top of it, they were able to get away with it. Where if somebody was like, it's a bit too odd, I reckon were just like, yeah, but it'll look good in 3D.
I reckon
because it's so stylish
Yes.
and there's so much depth because of the lighting that I'm
Yeah.
sure it's really elevated in 3D.
Yeah, it feels like a drug sequence, and I guess with like a weed sort of man, they were like, this will
work.
Yeah.
This is what people want from Seth Rogen.
Yes.
We're not giving that anywhere
Yeah.
in the film, so let's just do it. But yeah, I do like that moment.
Yes.
Nice big action sequence blows out of this.
Yes.
I mean, everything gets recorded on the sushi USB
Yes.
that you so beautifully remembered from
Yes.
your childhood.
Yes.
Was this where you thought it was going to happen? Like, did it come back to
I
you?
do remember, and I was like thinking before I watched the film, like, there's a scene where the sushi train's like sushi's like on like a conveyor belt. I'm like, how does that connect? And it being like a newspaper store, which I love the location of the newspaper factory. I think the big rolls of like the paper, like it's just a.
I love anything that's usually shot in a newspaper factory because
Yeah.
it's such a uniquely visual.
I was gonna
it
say,
looks like
what-
a painting.
Yeah.
What's the one with all the staircases?
Oh,
It looks like that, but
yes.
with newspapers going everywhere.
Yes.
Anytime anything's shot in a newspaper thing, great.
Well, how many have you seen? I think this is my only newspaper-based thing.
So I feel like I
All the
have
President's
seen it
Men
before.
has a fun sequence. No. But
They do, aren't they? After Nixon and he's running away on the paper,
Yeah.
and they're like tackling each other. God,
Yeah.
Robert Redford was great. All right,
it's so good. Oh my god, you gotta check it out, guys. It's fun. The car is being driven around, and it keeps getting crushed and stuff like that. They are killing a lot.
They're killing a lot, and I love that they're killing a lot.
Yeah.
I think if this had been throughout the movie more, like this isolated tone of like the comedy of the car being cut in half more
Yeah.
and more and more and more, I think this would have been fun because
Yeah.
none of the apart from that first fight with Kato, none of the action sequences have had like a nice visual hook.
Cheeky, and I feel like you've
Cheeky
got-
is a great yes.
Yeah.
This last sort of section is really cheeky.
Yeah.
Like, it feels like they finally... I don't know, is this where all the money was?
It looks like, can I say
It does, it
looks
still looks
fantastic.
good.
They've got that car going up the elevator. And
Yeah.
When that elevator crushes the car
Yeah.
and lands on a guy, I was like, damn, that's really
It's
fun.
so good.
We are an hour 40 in there.
I know,
so
it's
you really
too little too late.
Yeah.
It was the same with when they blew up the ground and the truck, like, killed one of the henchmen
Yeah.
in the car and his arms, they're all bloody and they're like, they killed Tony!
Yeah.
Like...
it's really
it's
fun.
good.
Yeah. Fuck, it's such a shame.
Yeah. Do we want to discuss, I assume what we're both excited to discuss, is Christoph Waltz.
Oh, both deaths.
Yeah.
Let's talk about this. So Christoph Waltz, again, he's also been in a gas mask. I'm convinced he just did not want to be on sets because all his scenes have been like in little office buildings. I'm convinced he was like, I can do 3 days for the
Yeah.
Green fucking Hornet.
I-
I'm about to join Quentin Tarantino for my second fucking Oscar. I'm fine.
I assume in the radio playwright, his character must be called Blanovsky or something.
Yes.
And they're like,
Oh.
he's a red man in a gas mask, and they're all being like, oh god, he's the only fucking villain. What the hell are we meant to do?
I think because what 1930s, it'd be like, was that communism? I don't know what they're doing.
Probably.
Yeah. We get the big sequence. They're in the top of the newspaper thing. God, it's so. It's
Miscellaneous newspaper bill. It's also weird too because I feel like the newspaper section of this building wasn't established. That this is the same building he keeps going to
Yes.
every time he's having a board meeting.
Yeah.
Because once they go to the elevator and they're in his office, I was like, the whole factory's downstairs
Yeah.
as well. Is that how
You've
it
centralized
really,
this whole
Is
thing.
that how it really works?
I think this is how it works in the head of someone that's never worked in a newspaper.
Yeah.
Like there's definitely like.
There'd be a newspaper factory surely doing all the newspapers,
Yes.
right?
Well, I don't know. I mean, maybe not actually. I mean, you made. I think their whole
Don't
thing is
speak
like.
down to me.
I think if you own a conglomerate, their whole thing is like we're single family owned. So I actually think they own their whole thing. I think it's fine.
You're absolutely right. Because we're just LA's in our blood.
So yeah, Christoph Waltz is about to shoot Kato. Seth Rogen somehow saves him using his Kato powers. Kato.
Where did this come from? I don't think it makes sense that Seth Rogen suddenly has Kato powers.
I don't know, because he's doing like a Sherlock Holmes,
Yeah.
like, go for the elbow, touch, bam,
Yeah.
do this. But everything's red. It's like when in Fallout where you like scan the people's bodies.
Well, that's what a hornet sees.
Is that... I love that. Why is he called the Green Hornet?
Who knows? What the fuck?
He got stung by a bee.
It's so bad. It's just useless.
The journalist being like, the Green Bee is like, no, that's a dreadful name. No, the Green Hornet, though, that's got some panache.
Everybody suddenly went, oh, yes, yes. For me, the green's the bad part.
Yeah, it's a lot of bad stuff.
Yeah.
Maybe just like
Maybe just like
vigilante.
kill a hornet,
Yeah.
you know? Like anything.
Why
could
the
just-
green? Was it because the CT footage was green?
I don't know. I
Yeah.
don't know where he got green from. I wish it was a more focused thing of like the P tier Griffin.
Yeah.
I wish it was like Seth Rogen just kept on doing those things like, I'll be Blue Pen Man. Like, it should have been a lot of that.
It should have been fun.
Christoph Waltz's death.
Yes. Christoph Waltz about to shoot him. Seth Rogen distracts him. Kato then gets like a chair leg, snaps it in two, and grabbing both of them, shoves them in his eyes. And I don't know if it's CGI or makeup, but we get like half a second of Christoph Waltz in agony with two long,
Like,
he's like
full eye sockets gone.
He's like a
eyebrows
woogering.
gone.
He's like a
Yeah.
woogering, just like a wooger, and then he's shot to death. It seems ludicrous.
So gratuitous all of a sudden. It was sick.
Yeah.
I was like, 5 stars.
Yeah. And then I'm like, Jesus Christ, that was a lot. David Harbour is not left unscathed.
Well, I did not. I was like, oh, well, they're not going to kill David Harbour because
Yeah.
very rarely in the movies it's like the politician gets his comeuppance
Yes.
through like
the media.
Yeah,
He's
you know?
disgraced.
Yeah.
No,
Not here.
I've never seen, this is karmically so evil. They pretty much go, what, you try to make people love the city. Well, for that, we're going to fucking get half the car, drive it out the window. You're going to fly down. We're going to eject a seat out there. He's crushed by a car. Hans Gruber doesn't get this, like, gruesome of a death, you know?
And then the USB is in his mouth,
Yeah.
like caught.
Yeah.
Like it's just like a pan down on him, like the blood sort of spilling out around him, and you're like, where did all of this come from?
Yeah.
Like
It's so violent. I
Yeah.
can't believe they get away with it. It's actually kind of crazy.
they then go to Cameron Diaz's house and they just do this long bit about
This-
taking a bullet
I-
out,
this
and then
is-
this tanked the rest of it.
Well, that's what I was saying. It's like they didn't know how to finish the film.
Yeah.
Because then they were like, okay, so we're on the run. The cops definitely want us. I guess we'll do a thing where I quite like the conceit. I just don't know why it's at the end of the film. Just like Seth Rogen pretends to get shot by the Green Hornet
Yeah.
to protect his identity. It all wraps around. There is a sequence where Cameron Diaz is watching the news in her shower
Yeah.
on a TV and then
Yeah.
takes the TV out of the shower. I just think that's insane. Where's everyone's phones as well? No one has a phone.
What?
Because the big conceit is that Seth Rogen has to upload it to the newspaper.
Yeah.
Send an email. You're sending emails all the show. You've got it's put it as an attachment. What's going on there? Put it in the car. The car surely has internet. The car's magical.
You'd think it would, considering
Yeah.
the sheer scope of the car.
They've got such like niche tools that I can't, like bean bags and just like guns in the doors. It's crazy, not like a USB slot with like the internet.
Yeah.
Yeah. Carl, who would watch Green Hornet?
I think in the end, this is for. God, it is tough. There's not a lot of people this is for. The actor of Kato was a singer. So maybe this is like, you know, when Taylor Swift did Cats.
Yeah.
And so that was a reason
That's fair.
to seek it out.
That's fairs.
It's really tough because it doesn't have a lot of redeeming qualities.
Mm.
There's an oddness to the entire film that I think is brought from the fact that Seth Rogen is the lead of a superhero movie and he's written it with his comedy partner and Michael Godry has directed it.
Mm. Yeah.
That in itself is weird.
Yeah. Yeah. And it's odd that it's so by the books.
Yeah, it's
which
clearly
is-
got so much studio pushback in it.
Yeah.
That it's a shame we can't be going, wow, what a fucking mess this is, or wow, isn't it crazy it came together? But
Mm. Yeah.
instead, we've all just sort of forgotten about it.
And it's so gone.
Yeah.
It made $250 million
Yeah.
in 2011.
Yeah.
Like, up against Warhorse. I mean,
Yeah.
how do you do that? You know, No Strings Attached was in the cinema at the same time. I mean, how do you make that kind of money? People aren't making that much money now. Like, it's
No,
crazy.
they're not. Superhero movies aren't made I don't think the second Wonder Woman made this amount of money.
Yeah. I
Like-
mean, everyone. That
was COVID as
Yeah.
well. I don't know what's underperformed this year. that shouldn't have.
What's that one? Not Miss Marvel. What's the sequel?
Oh, the Marvels.
Yeah.
I think the Marvels made about this amount of money. I think you're right. I think
Yeah.
that only made around $250 or something.
Which
Crazy.
was like a colossal L.
Yeah.
Whereas like now, 250 million. But
Yeah.
are you joking?
I know. And they got DVD sales afterwards.
Yeah.
It doesn't just get chucked on a streaming service where
one
no
for
one
you.
makes money.
Yeah, guys, we made an extra 50 million.
Yeah.
You know, people bought the Blu-ray.
They probably got an extra $35.95.
I reckon actually way more.
Well,
Well, it's a 3D TVs. I reckon you're probably spending like 40. I reckon this is probably making Seth. This is probably Seth Rogen's money pot. You know, this is a honey hole.
Oh, definitely. I'm just so happy we're talking about this like the same week he just like swept the Emmys.
Yeah.
So it's just like, look at you, Seth.
You're doing fine.
You're
yeah.
doing so well,
Yeah.
buddy.
God, he has been in. Is it 25 years? He's been Freaks and Geeks. What's that? 2000.
He's been in the industry for so long.
Yeah.
He's actually a deeply seasoned like pro
Yeah.
in like industry standards.
Yeah.
Because I mean the studio is like amazingly directed and orchestrated, like just as a visual product.
and
now.
just like sort of tackling tackling this nonsense.
Yeah.
Like it's so personal. Just
Oh,
like,
I know. He's clearly gone through so many random things. He has a great story about meeting Nicolas Cage to do the villain role in
I
this.
saw this.
Which is worth seeking out for anybody that,
Yeah.
that has access to YouTube. You can watch him talk about it on the Howard Stern show.
yeah.
But yeah, so I do think this is unfortunately very close to being for no one. I think, I think if you're really into cars, if like you really want a superhero movie where the car is like the best part of the superhero, this is for you.
What's that TV show? Knight Rider.
Yeah,
Simpsons always references.
This is very Knight Rider.
Yeah.
I feel like the people that made the Naked Gun should make a Knight Rider.
Is Knight Rider with David Hasselhoff?
Yeah, but I think
Gotcha.
you just turned into a straight comedy now.
Yeah.
I think it'd be well received.
That'd be cheeky.
Oscar, who would watch The Green Hornet?
I mean, if you're actually a bit of a hater of Seth Rogen, I think this will validate you quite a bit.
Oh, great call.
Like,
yeah.
because I feel like he is, like, there is people that are just adamantly, I fucking hate that man. I feel like he gets, because I'm pretty, like, I like a comedy.
Yeah.
I like his stuff. I'm not the biggest fan.
I
But overall, I'm like, he's pretty good. Some people fucking hate him with a burning passion.
I think the hate that he used to get was, I think, the sheer stick that he kept doing.
Yes.
But now he's moved into way more directing, writing roles, and he's like, he produced The Boys and
Yeah.
Invincible and all that stuff. I think he's in a way better position in the industry now
Yes.
than he ever was.
I think it's a tired joke of, like, he's the weed guy.
Yes, I think so
Yes.
too. I don't even know if he is still the weed guy anymore.
No, I think maybe,
Because he used to do like pottery for weed and things like that.
Yeah.
I feel like he doesn't.
I feel he's pivoted.
Yeah.
I like saw a picture of him like in a brown suit. Like, oh, that's
He has also gotten, I guess, because it's not like it's Seth Rogen, but it's now like he has a look that really works for him,
Oh,
and
yeah.
he looks like really just like good now.
He looks put together.
He
Real
looks
put together.
really put together.
Like such a studio exec. God,
Yeah.
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 God. Are we fawning over?
I guess we're fawning over Seth Rogen.
I guess who would watch this? I gotta tell you, he's like doesn't look. He's got like this fuck me energy to him.
Yeah.
He's like such a cunt.
Yeah.
But maybe he works in this.
Maybe he does work in this. Maybe if you hate Seth
I
Rogen
guess
but
if you-
love him, it's
I
worth
guess if
doing.
you're horny for all the wrong reasons, check out Green Lantern. You know, it's kind of a flick, and you get a bit of Christoph Waltz in there. Holy shit, I'm hard. I'm erect. Carl, who would watch Green Hornet?
I think it's anybody that has accidentally started a James Franco superhero movie binge and they've done the 3 Spider-Men and there's only one thing left. Oscar, who would watch The Green Hornet?
I guess if you love seeing James Franco do a bad 2-minute mumblecore monologue, and then getting violently killed, you're gonna love this one. It really gives you all the pieces. Carl, who watched Green Hornet?
If you thought James Franco was at his worst when he hosted the Oscars, boy, is there a clip on YouTube for you to watch from The Green Hornet?
I guess who would watch it is who we do. But
I hated the scene
it's
much.
so bad. He's doing like. Oh, he really just went, we've hired a studio lot and you're going to ramble for a bit with Oscar winner Christoph Waltz. And Christoph Waltz gives him, he's like, I'm just going to kill you. And honestly, it makes you love the villain.
Oscar, who would watch The Green Hornet?
Oh man, if you love a car just doing the most, if you just love a car, give it a go. Was this a Nissan? Or it was an odd brand. I remember thinking it was like a Nissan Cube.
Well, I think they originally had like 4. They had a big brand on, and then they signed on to James Bond instead, and I think they were left
great
without
pivot.
one. Yeah, for sure.
because it does feel. It's odd that like it's not like it's a Cherokee. It's like no, it's just a car, just a car. So if you love if you like watching Top Gear, but you've never like taken in the brands, you're gonna love this one, I guess. Yeah. Give me yeah.
Yeah.
Carl, who would watch Green Hornet?
I think if you have gotten yourself confused and think that this is the third movie of the Stieg Larsson Girl with the Dragon Tattoo trilogy, and you're ready to see her kick the hornet's nest, but you've ended up in Green Hornet territory, this is for you.
Tonally, it takes a twist and a turn, but I gotta tell you, it ties it all
Everyone's
together.
there going, wow, who would have thought Seth Rogen would have made a great Emily Salander?
That was on my DVD box. Seeing Seth Rogen in 3D really ties the whole trilogy together.
Just going, where is Naomi Rapace? Why have we only got Seth Rogen now? I'm very confused.
Carl, what are we doing next week?
Next week, we are doing Spider-Man 3 by Sam Raimi.
Sam Raimi. Mr. Raimi.
Mr. Raimi. Has it aged well? Maybe.
Maybe.
I think people are nostalgic for Spider-Man 3 now.
I think, you know what? People it made like a bunch of money, didn't it?
Yeah.
At
the time it was like the highest grossing superhero movie or something.
I remember weeping at the Sandman scene. Who didn't, I remember being 12 being like, fuck, my long lost love. I can relate to this. I also was in a sand trap myself.
I can't wait to talk about the guy that's just like I cleaned your dad's wounds and it was his blade from his glider. You're like, why? One, you're delivering this really poorly, but two, why now? Why saying it now?
You jump back into James Franco universe. I'm pretty excited.
And if you have any questions, comments, anything about anything ever, a recommendation.
We're sort of the ChatGPT of the podcast world. We'll just give you an answer, but it'll take about 2 weeks.
For sure. And you can give us that question
at askwwwtpodcast at gmail.com.
Great.
Fantastic.
That's exactly what we want.
That's what we love.
That's what we love.
Gorgeous.
And what we also love is the audience, huh? Welcome to season 6.
Hey.
Not a lot's changed, but look at us go.
But things are gonna be.
Things are gonna change.
We took that week off and we planned things.
We definitely didn't just relax for a week. I swear to God, there was things that were done during that week.
In the making.
It was good. It was a good thing.